everybody, and welcome back to another DCU update. I am really excited to have you guys back because we are going to be venturing into another very interesting DC animated film from the DC Animated Universe Library. And this is more of a landmark episode because of the fact that I know that some of you have different counts in regards to these animated films because the library is ever growing, but because of the fact that there are two specific films that are a total of 4 physical releases that have merged into 2 whole movies, I am proud to say that today we are going to be going over the 40th DC original animated film, and it is Justice Society World War II. So, I was so excited when they announced that the Justice Society was going to be officially animated because I know that the Justice Society of America is truly one of the most iconic in the entirety of the DC lore. I mean, this was the very first time that the DC world of comic books and just comic books in general announced that, yes, you can have superhero comics stand on their own, but they can also be in the same world. And thanks to All-Star Comics 3 and moving forward with the Justice Society, we saw all of these amazing superheroes on a team. And the Justice Society, while it sometimes featured Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, it also featured legendary characters from the golden age of superheroes like Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, Jay Garrick, the Flash, Black Canary, Hawkman, Sandman, Hourman, Dr. Midnight, all of these amazing characters that I still do not know that much about. I mean, when it comes to comic books, especially in the modern age, a lot of people say that if you really want to get to know the Justice Society, you should check out the Jeff Johns run, which I still have to do. So, to know that I was finally going to get a Justice Society movie was really exciting to me, but I have to admit it wasn't the film that I expected. The movie actually begins in the modern day and revolves around Barry Allen, the Flash. And it was also really cool to a certain degree to actually see the brand new DC animated world that began with Superman, the Man of Tomorrow, that the Flash is actually in his world because we saw the two of them fight Brainiac at the beginning of the film, and we even got the original voice from Superman from that first movie to be in this film. But all of a sudden, when the Flash is trying to save Superman from a kryptonite missile, he suddenly goes back in time into World War II, and he meets up with all of these legendary heroes. So that was very interesting, but also what really surprised me was the lineup that they used for this film, because I have to admit that even though it was great to see characters like Hourman and Hawkman and Jay Garrick the Flash, I was really surprised. Like, how could you have a Justice Society movie and not have Alan Scott the Green Lantern? So then the movie keeps moving forward, and then we get the interesting twist. And it's the fact that not only did Flash go back in time, it's the fact that Flash went back in time into a different dimension. Honestly, I don't know if anybody else caught this, but that was a very nice tribute to the iconic Flash of Two Worlds story from the Silver Age, which pretty much began the concept of the multiverse in DC Comics. So the movie definitely has some high points. There's definitely a lot of good action. I love the camaraderie between the superheroes. I love how the future Flash is trying to work things out with the Justice Society and how he creates a really nice bond with the Golden Age Flash. As the movie progresses, it takes a very strange turn, and that strange turn, for some strange reason, involves Atlantis and Aquaman. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy Aquaman, but when it comes to the Justice Society, Aquaman is not one of those characters that I really fit in with the Justice Society. As a matter of fact, he's part of the Silver Age of heroes in DC Comics, so the fact that they brought him into this was very strange. Though, there is a very big surprise that takes place throughout the film involving Superman, and I think that that's definitely something that people will appreciate just because it's something that I personally didn't see happening in the story. But because of the fact that Aquaman shows up and we get at this other level of the story, it reminded me way too much of Justice League Throne of Atlantis. And Throne of Atlantis is not one of my favorite movies, and it's such a pity because they always give me other stories outside of the Holy Trinity, and they just never manage to get some of these characters and their stories correct. And they did this already once with Aquaman and Throne of Atlantis. I wish they didn't have to do this again. But at the end of the movie, I was still overall satisfied. Like I said, it wasn't one of the strongest films that we have gotten from the DC library, but I really hope that this is going to give us more of an opportunity to see a different Justice Society film, because I would love to see something like that. I really think that people need to know about these legendary DC characters, because it is crazy to believe that some of these characters have been around for 80 years or more, and we're approaching 90 years almost of DC Comics, and I really want the new generation to know about these amazing heroes that their grandparents and even their great-grandparents might have actually read about. So then, of course, we get the ending, which definitely foreshadows some really good things that could happen in this brand new DC animated universe, and I'm wondering what the writers are going to be giving us in 2022 and, of course, moving forward, because we already know how 2021 is going to end. What I'm curious about is if this brand new two-part film is in fact going to be part of this new DC animated world, or if it's going to be a standalone. But time will tell. So that is my thoughts and review of Justice Society World War II. I would love to hear your thoughts on this film if you've seen it. Please put your comments in the box below, because you know I love to talk to you about this stuff, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.